comedy, like in like the 1800s, if you heard a joke from the 1800s, we'd be like, that's stupid, it's not funny. But like, if you said 100 years ago, they'd be like, what's something from the 1800s?
What's a something from 1800s?
Yeah.
A boat.
Oh, the 1800s that we don't use anymore.
Hi, welcome to the Joe and Alex podcast.
Oh!
Welcome to the Joe and Alex podcast.
You made it on!
Whoa!
We have a special guest today.
Young Sam.
George W. Bush.
George, raise your...
I made it on to the podcast, I did it.
I'm gonna delete this episode.
Why? He just doesn't like it.
He just doesn't like me.
It's not picking you guys up at all, I don't think.
Come on.
One of you at least has to be in the
Because he
chair.
didn't like, he doesn't like me.
Get my chair.
Alright.
I could
You
get
think they recognize the chair opening noise at this point?
Probably.
I could get another chair.
No.
You sit here.
You sit there in the bitch seat.
It's not the bitch.
Hi, welcome to the Joe and Alex
Sleep
podcast. We have a special guest
This
today.
is
His
your-
name is Sam Schur.
Mm-hmm.
This is your bed.
He lives
Yeah.
at...
I sit in the bitch sheet every day.
This sheet?
Yep, that's the words I said with my mouth. All right, Sam, you wanted to be on this podcast for so long.
Pull up your notes.
Pull up your topics. He said he had topics on his phone.
I don't actually, that was...
Then why are you
Why
here?
am I here?
Who invited you? Who booked you? I'm firing our agent, our manager,
Our manager.
that we totally have, and this is a professional
I have cool one-liners from movies.
Okay.
You didn't even make them up.
Yeah.
You just have
I come
one-liners
here
from
to
movies?
chew bubblegum and
Oh, well,
kick
yeah, but
ass.
that one's just like a people know that one.
Yeah, everyone
I was
knows
thinking
that
like
one.
original, like you.
No,
heard
he
some-
did not
Original
make these
one-line-
up.
No, I mean like ones you heard from a movie and you're like, people don't talk about this one, but this one's still cool.
But like, do you think they sit in like groups and just make one-liners?
Yes.
TV shows or yeah.
I think that there are things called writers' rooms.
I know,
and they
but,
write
like-
dialogue
But, like-
that sometimes happens to be a one-liner.
Yeah.
Okay, Alex.
Yeah,
It's just
Why do you let... Now the dogs are here.
they always
Yeah,
are here,
every
and
podcast.
every podcast you could hear them, and it's the noisiest.
So why don't you just close the...
Because then they scratch at the door, Sam. Don't ask questions. Don't be
They
a
do.
nuisance on
No,
our
they do.
podcast.
it's horrible.
How about, Sam?
Yeah.
What if Sam's silent for the
We
rest
should
of
get
the
a
podcast?
we should get like a bugle horn or something.
So remember when I said I lost my my 80s like sweater?
No, when would I have remembered?
No, remember-
that? Oh, the Bill Cosby
The Bill
sweater!
Cosby sweater.
Sam has a Bill Cosby. Sam wears this specific shade of green. I just want to bring
Yes,
this up.
he's wearing it
We
right
might have
now.
brought
I'm
this
wearing
up.
it right now.
He wears it every day. He wears this specific shade of like dark puke green. Even his shoes, like his pants, his shoes, his shirts, doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
Probably have said that on the podcast before. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
And also, he has a Bill Cosby sweater. Go on with your story.
Point is,
Yeah.
so I lost it at camp.
yeah, and
Oh,
now
My
really?
friend actually found it under a bed.
Really?
He found it
Why was he back at camp?
because he stayed for a session and I didn't.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
And he lives in Switzerland. Is the only problem. So now the Bill Cosby sweater is in Switzerland. And I'm like,
It's gonna
can
get
you,
a tour of Europe.
could you mail it to me?
Yeah.
Didn't respond. Didn't respond. Week later, he's like, yeah, sure.
So is it?
And I'm like,
Is it mailed?
I don't know if he mailed it, if it's
I
coming.
hope he didn't.
Why do you?
Yeah.
I hope he mails it, and then when you get it, it just has like the Swiss flag spray painted on it.
Every
This flag is
person,
so lame.
every
It's just
person-
the Red Cross.
I know.
every person.
That would be pretty cool. Like,
The thing is, it's
It'd
like,
be easy
you
to
get
spray
negative, because you're not painting the plus sign, you're painting the rest of it and not the plus sign.
Yeah.
Also, the
that's a
spray
good
like
point.
spray painting a sweater would probably not
Look, okay.
be.
It's not- the Alex and Joe podcast is infamous for making sense.
Here's the thing.
Or-
Here's the thing.
The Alex and Joe podcast is infamous for no one listening to it.
Yeah.
So nothing we
We
say
don't-
Are you
Yeah,
matters.
sure?
it's
Is this
still
a
a public-
record even though your phone's off?
Yeah, it records, man. Yeah.
Oh, because I was gonna say this is just like all of the recordings you guys
Dude, we
have.
do
are
this
just
every
the 2
week.
minute
We
intro
know,
and then it
we know
turns
how to
off.
work our shitty recording
Yeah,
device.
we listen
So wait, you're saying you record it on your phone
Yes.
and then email it, which makes it the quality worse every time you email
I
it.
forget how to email it every single time.
Do you just have like?
Because it's weird. Like I can't email it. and I have to do something
Anything.
very specific, and I have no idea what to do. And I'm always like, I should write down how to do it. And then every week I'm like, fucking goddamn
So
it.
do you just have hours of you guys talking just on your phone?
Yeah.
And you're like, what do I do with this?
Yeah, I have no idea. How to
What
do
are
it.
you guys gonna do with this? Are you gonna be older men just being like, wow, we were stupid?
Yeah,
I listen to
I
it.
think that's the main point.
I actually do listen to the podcast. I think they're funny.
I would have if I could have, but Alex.
Yeah, they're just on my
But Alex
phone. They're
doesn't
just
know
for
how to
me.
email them.
They're just for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Joe said he would edit it if I emailed it to him, and I can't have that.
Joe, like, cause Joe, like, we would be hanging out, and Joe's
I
like,
expect quality,
Joe's like, oh,
okay.
gotta go over to do podcasts, and I'm like, you don't post it, and he's like, yeah, but we're like saving up like a database.
Yeah.
You're seven, but like
We have
already
7.
made.
We have Alex. Please pick what
We
number
have
we're at right now.
15.
No.
I'm gonna say 15.
Oh god, I
And
thought
we're
it was gonna be
15.
50, and I was about to.
No.
just-
Oh no.
What? When should we like end the season? You know what I mean?
See, there's no
20.
seasons. You're not uploading. There's no season if you don't
Do they,
upload.
wait, no. The thing is, you say that, but like that's how TV shows are made.
Yeah.
They do the whole season, and then they upload them.
Yeah.
To TV.
Bitch. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying they
bitch.
consistently upload so they can have seasons. You guys aren't uploading, period, not saving it and then being like, oh, when we have a backlog on a rainy day, we can upload. No.
Well, shut up.
Now we have the best rainy day backlog. Okay,
Yeah.
you
the
have
largest.
15 backlog. You have a sound.
You know what I think is hilarious? Sam comes on our podcast,
Yeah.
the
And
Joe
nothing-
and Alex podcast, and tears it to
Nothing but
shreds.
criticism from
Nothing
Hey,
but
I'm
criticism.
I'm the therapist here.
What?
Easier to teach us a life lesson.
I'm here to
sort
talk
of
about the
their
problems.
problems.
How's the marriage going?
This is gonna be the longest
rough.
45 minutes
It's
of my life.
rough.
Hey, let's go more for 45 minutes. Who says that? Yeah. Joe and Alex podcast is filmed in front of a live audience. Yeah.
What is happening?
The Joe and Alex podcast film for live audience. That's
Woo,
the-
yeah. Oh, they want more than 45 minutes. Yeah, woo.
Did you have a stroke? Did I have a
Shout out
stroke?
to the last episode of the
Did
show.
Joe have a stroke? What?
Shout out to the last episode or 2 episodes ago, I forget. What was
Yeah.
the intro song we made up?
Don't.
I don't remember. And I've listened to it over, and I don't remember because it's not memorable.
Oh.
I remember I was going, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
and you were doing an actual jingle, and mine did not match up.
It's the Joe and Alex podcast.
Well,
There.
My
there,
thoughts
there,
are-
rip that, future
Rip it.
Joe and Alex.
Remix it.
Remix it.
I've
Sam.
been in your room times, I don't know how many, I was going to say a
Sure.
number. But everything seems to never move, ever.
No.
Yeah,
It's like
because I don't live in here.
Mm-mm. That's with the.
I live down in the cells.
But the thing is,
The bed falls through the floor every night.
I've never seen things been added or removed.
What are you
Like,
talking about? I add
This
shit all the
wall
time.
changes.
Yeah, this wall
yeah,
changes.
where's you got rid of the horse?
That was months ago.
Yeah.
Why
Sam.
not?
That was literally months ago.
I don't care. That was the best.
This camera is new. These Legos on my desk that I
Are
play with
we
instead of
amazing?
doing
We're,
homework.
just to reiterate, we're describing a 17-year-old boy's room. Not,
Yeah.
A
not-
sex dungeon. A really, really weird sex dungeon. Here's the camera. This is the horse.
here's the horse. Here's the Legos.
Dude, Legos make any room better.
Yeah, that's true. Legos are pretty good.
Yeah,
But you know the
I
Dreamcast
built
logo?
this yesterday. It's cool.
Is it?
I was watching Tangled at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you could pick any-
No, and I built a little car thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep, and that was my day.
I guess up till 4 in the morning to watch Tangled, but I was at 1 in the morning.
Well, I was
doing-
watching Cabin in the Woods, and that ended, and I was like, I'm not tired yet.
Yeah. At the 1 in the morning, I was doing my homework that I hadn't finished for school yet, and I was like,
What homework?
I'm so responsible, but I'm tired. I gotta go to sleep.
Dude, I signed up for summer reading books that I had to sign up for today.
I know.
2 minutes ago, pretty much.
The day before school starts.
Yeah.
Everyone else has.
I
Shut up.
before I go to bed, like at 3 o'clock in the morning, I listen to like audiobooks on my phone.
Sure.
But I always fall asleep
Yeah, and then you don't know where
right
you are.
before.
Yeah.
So then it's like always I wake up and it's like finished because I'd sleep till like.
Yeah.
I was
3.
listening to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and I got like an hour in and fell the fuck asleep.
Yeah.
So I had to like re-listen to 20 minutes of it and be like, I remember this, I remember this.
The
Don't
good
remember this, but I remember the next thing.
Yeah.
The good thing
Just
is
like
the good thing
yeah.
is the guy's always like he's always like chapter 24.
Yeah.
So then I can always
That's
be
a good
like,
place
so then
to
I can always
stop.
be like chapter 24.
I need you guys not to judge me, but the last audiobook I listened to was
Yeah.
Aristotle's Nicomedean Ethics, and when I fell asleep,
Wow.
I tried to re-engage. There's no chapters. It's 400 pages long. Okay, I was lost. And the thing is, it doesn't talk in like modern English,
Yeah.
right? It's translated from ancient Greek, so you have to like. I barely knew what he was saying when I was awake.
Joe's a nerd. Just so those.
And so I'm like, there's no discernible point where I remember.
Sam, they
reading.
already know.
Yeah, I'm
They're
just
15
making
episodes in.
For the aliens that are gonna listen to
Find
this
this?
in
Yeah.
500 years, no,
Yeah.
more than 500.
Joe's a nerd.
Joe, yeah.
Like they're like
Um,
deciphering, you know, like those puzzles where it's
Yeah.
like, what do the hieroglyphics mean? They're like trying to like listen, and they're like, we get one thing. Alex and Joe don't know what those words mean. They must mean something important.
And Sam, who's on this podcast now?
Shut
Ooh!
So I have things that I want to talk about in relation to Tangled, the movie,
Why Tangled?
because
Okay.
I was watching
Oh, yeah,
it
'cause
last
you're
night.
watching
It
it,
was-
like-
that was the first time I'd seen it.
I can
Oh,
leave you
was
now,
it the
and
first
it's not that weird because you have Sam. I'm gonna get a drink.
Okay. He's
The
gonna
first
get it again.
time you watched Tangled, how do you like it?
I thought the music was pretty weak for a Disney
Weak?
movie. I thought like Moana was the music was way better than Tangled.
What?
But the animation was amazing, and like the way that the characters looked
The
were
animation, the hair
fucking
was
excellent.
pretty good.
The only song that I like really remember is the Mother Knows Best,
Mm.
which is like alright, but it's still not as good as like fucking Shiny in Moana.
The thing
We're
is,
talking about children's movies.
yeah, but like everyone loves Disney.
Yeah.
When I
Also,
go-
how old is Flynn Rider? Because he looks like he's 30, and she's 18 that day.
yeah, but
If you told me that was her dad, I'd believe it.
yeah, but
is the
it's
thing.
like you have to think.
It's like Dirty Dancing, where I'm back.
Sure.
It's like Dirty Dancing, where it's like she's 16, and then like Patrick Swayze's like out of college,
Yeah.
an adult that like teaches
Yeah,
dancing
but
school.
like with
Is she 18
Tangled.
in that movie?
What, in what?
Yeah, she's
like
16.
16.
She's 16,
She's
yeah.
still in high school.
Oh.
She's in the Peace Corps when she graduated.
Yeah, but isn't that like the 60s?
No.
yeah.
Who cares? The 60s.
Who cares?
Everyone's taking like cocaine and then like fucking.
No one took cocaine in the 60s. You're taking,
Sam,
every
this is a
time.
PG-13 movie. We've never cursed.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. You do it.
I was every time you mention a past time to Sam, he's like, "That's when they did cocaine, right?"
Oh my god.
No, not cocaine. Okay, but they're doing a lot of PCP.
Joe just
There.
spilled lemonade on me. PCP, why is that any better?
It's not any better. I'm saying. Oh, they're bad. They're drugs. What are you talking about?
We don't do drugs, okay?
It's not like
I
Like,
just
there's
popped
no-
my ears when doing
there's no
that.
chart where it's like, oh, heroin's a level 16, but a cocaine.
I feel like there
8.
must be.
There is.
Yeah, like for laws.
Not
Yes.
really. Okay, for
Yes.
laws, but for fucking up
What do
your
you
body.
mean?
I think it's
That's why the
unrelated.
laws are.
Yeah, I
Like
think it's
weed is
related.
not as bad as heroin. The end.
Yeah, but like,
I think they're the same schedule though.
what was that? You're saying that PCP
Well,
is bad?
Because like I'm pretty sure there's like other schedules. Schedule 1, I think, is like the punishable.
Also, when
No.
they do like they switch it around where like 5 is the worst for like degrees of burns.
Yeah,
But then when it's like for murders, like
First degree.
first degree's the worst.
Yeah.
Don't switch that around.
This podcast is
Coordinate.
way easier with 3 people.
Uh-huh.
Like, there's a lot less moments of what do we talk about now. I just noticed.
It's like almost like 3 minds independently are all thinking of their own things.
I was listening to other podcasts, and I realized they always go, like, every podcast I've ever listened to has gone into it with, like, either answering questions that fans
Oh yeah,
leave.
let's go to our fan
Shut up,
base.
hold on. Or, like, they have a topic they want to talk about for the whole podcast.
Well, when we did that,
And-
it was horrible.
Yeah. And all I'm saying
I-
is,
the last
we're doing it
episode.
on hard mode,
Yeah,
okay? And we're
yeah.
doing pretty fine.
But most podcasts have like 4 people.
You say that
Yeah.
because the official podcast.
No.
No.
All the
not this
podcasts I like have 2.
What podcast is it?
She Didn't Text Back podcast.
I just
The,
listened to 2. There's
I
a
listen
HI
to-
podcast. I listen to the.
I listen to a lot of
Steven.
podcasts. I've actually noticed I've been doing more podcasts than
Yeah.
playing games.
I listen to the Game Grumps podcast. That is
I
full, though,
listen
so
to
that doesn't prove my
I
point, so I
listen-
don't.
I listen to Sleepy Cabin.
Sleepy Cabin. What's
Yeah,
that
Sleepy
about?
Cabin. It's just a bunch of guys at like 2 o'clock in the morning who are drunk talking.
I want to listen to Serial. I heard that's good.
I haven't heard.
It's
that.
like they talk about open case like murder stuff.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
like,
that's
realize
right.
what
heard about
the-
that. I heard about
That's
that.
yeah. I always like.
We should not be
True crime.
telling our listeners what other podcasts, better
Oh,
podcasts.
Oh yeah,
they can
listeners.
listen
Ow.
to.
Yeah, so that's you, Alex, in the future.
I might be like, yeah, I might.
Sleep.
Maybe
Okay,
I'll
so
to
I
this.
listen to Sleepy Cabin. I listen to Schmucks, which is a 2-person podcast. I listen to the H3 podcast, which is
Here's a
usually,
podcast.
Yeah, it's usually like 3 or 4 people. I listen.
Who does he have on that podcast?
He has a lot of famous
podcasts
people.
than we do, and we have a podcast. Sam listens to more podcasts than we do.
I,
and we have one.
I will listen to the official
Well, he's been
podcast.
studying
Yeah, he's been
on
preparing
how to
himself.
be
On
on a
the
podcast.
official podcast. What other podcast?
This is gonna be the noisiest
Schmucks is my
podcast.
favorite because there's it's run by this guy. He has the weirdest name.
I listen to the Sugar Pine 7 podcast. It's pretty good. A boys only club has 2 people.
Yeah, let's listen to the official podcast, P-Chat podcast. One of them is serious and one of them is not.
But
I only listen to stupid.
there's
On the Boys Only Club podcast, Steven Suptic is on the Sugar Pine 7 podcast and the Boys Only Club podcast, and he'll tell the same story
Oh, yeah.
on each
Console.
podcast.
Oh.
And I'm like,
Oh.
dude, come
Well,
on.
we probably told the same story multiple times on the same podcast, though.
I know, but like,
But this guy, his name's Psycho Pebbles.
Psycho Mantis?
Psycho Pete?
Something like that. Pebbles. Something Psycho Pebbles or whatever.
Fruit
Pebbles?
Pebbles.
Oh, Pebbles from Flintstones.
Cocoa Pebbles.
Oh, Cocoa Pebbles.
He has the most nasally.
Oh, Tiny Rocks.
He has the most nasally voice. That's like, you know when you have like a stuffy nose and you're like, oh, I kind of like stuffy
Yeah.
nose.
Sure, man.
He has.
nasally.
He's very nasally.
Why are you making fun of this man?
I'm not making
on
fun
the
of him. This is
podcast?
like a thing. He's really nasally, but he has 2 podcasts.
Yeah.
So I just for like 2 hours straight just listen to this nasally voice, and it's the best because
Some of those voices you get used to. There's like
I just want to state that these statements do not reflect the beliefs of the Joe and Alex podcast
we're total
Incorporated.
hardcore, just like
Yeah.
very
We do not want to start podcast beef
podcast beat.
under
oh
any
yeah,
circumstances.
because
Dude, remember
they're gonna go on your phone. They're gonna go on your phone and be like, this.
One day I'll
motherfucker."
upload them.
Yeah.
One day.
You know what my favorite?
When I care
My
enough.
favorite stupid thing is
What?
YouTube drama. So dumb.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, but most YouTube.
But like, it's kind of interesting.
Who are the people that act? Who
I only like-
take it seriously. Everyone else makes fun
No,
of it.
because most YouTube drama is the fans, where like fucking, let's say
My
KSI
favorite thing-
and like PewDiePie, they're like, oh, let's just fuck around and see what the fans do, and then the fans.
I like
yeah.
YouTube drama of like people I stopped watching when I was in 6th grade.
Yep.
And I'm like, what are they up to? Oh no.
PewDiePie is a Nazi now? Probably not. But
No.
like,
But
I
like
saw that.
fucking
When I saw that headline.
one of the Minecraft YouTubers was
Sky
like
does Minecraft?
arrested for like sex crimes.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
whoa.
yeah, I remember.
Sky does Minecraft?
No, not Sky does Minecraft.
No, one
It's
of
not a
one of his buddies. one of
Lion,
his
no,
friends.
Really?
Lion Maker's
No,
like the pedophile.
was it?
I
I thought it
think-
was.
Really?
I thought it was
There's
the
like
water.
it's
Basher.
Minecraft.
I thought it was.
Oh, Basher,
Basher.
right, yeah. There's so many pedophiles, like on anything.
Sometimes-
Isn't Toby Turner? I never watched her.
Yeah, Toby Turner sexually assaulted women and
No,
stuff.
come on, man.
I know.
Well,
Also-
like,
Stop
but it's
that.
like
Stop that.
This is
He, like, raped
it's
his
all
girlfriend.
hearsay.
No.
Yeah, I know.
It's all hearsay. We do not know the verdict.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Sure.
Allegedly.
Whatever.
It's also
Sam,
like-
don't be the guy to. That's not the recycling. bin.
Okay.
What was I gonna say?
That's like the Toby Turner one. It's like it's not alleged. Like there's text about him
Really?
talking about it and stuff.
Sky does
But he still
Minecraft.
uploads videos that get like 600 views.
Oh, that's sad.
Sky does Minecraft.
Wasn't he on
the guy that I
Morning
used to
Orange?
watch when I was like
Yeah, Sky
like
does Minecraft.
8.
He has a baby now, right?
He now like raps.
Yeah, he
What?
quit YouTube and he's a musician now.
He like he did
Wait,
a dish
same with
track.
Banana Pylord. He used to do
Really?
Minecraft, and now he's a musician.
I don't know.
I follow his Instagram.
Like
for
I said-
his music,
like I
but
said
hate
about
his
Sam
music.
Hyde.
It's just like nostalgia.
Like I said about Sam Hyde, we only have like so little room in this economy. Everyone's like, I'm gonna be a rapper or like so an artist. Like we need sustainable jobs.
Well, now the economy is more like you need
Yeah,
to have.
fan-based, yeah.
Yeah.
Because only
Like a talent for something, because all the like labor jobs
Do
are
you
going to
think
be
in
robots.
Somalia?
Why are we
do
talking
you
about the
think-
economy?
I'm just saying.
It's
This is the Joe and
It's
Alex
with the economy.
podcast.
It's
Do you
like
think?
the
Do you think in Somalia they're like, oh, we're gonna use our money for fucking rappers, or like, oh, I'm gonna buy this piece of art? No, they're like, we need food, water, ammunition.
Ammunition.
You're like saying in Somalia where they like they have money. They don't. It's anarchy. Completely.
Okay, fine,
total
not
anarchy.
Somalia. In some African country, people pretend to care.
I feel like
Democratic
wow,
Republic,
dude. I
It's
feel-
true.
I feel like if I was put in charge of like a war area, I'd be like, all right, I'll spend all of our money on ammunition. And they'd be like, oh, that's a really smart idea.
But no
and then
guns.
we have no guns.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then we just be throwing bullets.
Ammunition, you can. It's like a really easy thing. You can take
'Cause I'm
pipes.
stupid.
You can take pipes with like
And,
a
like-
screw on the end, and
Why
just
do you know
that.
this? Why do you know that?
He knows all of these kind of things.
Why, who are
One
you,
time we were
who
on
are you
his-
planning to shoot?
I almost reported him to the authorities because
Really?
he had a video on his computer. He downloaded of how to assemble a gun.
You make
What
this
the
sound.
fuck?
You make this sound like this is
no,
not,
no, 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 no,
This
that's...
is okay. You made it sound so much worse than it was. It is
pretty
not
bad.
child pornography. It is not.
No one said it
Assembling a
was.
gun.
But the way you said gun.
Yeah, he said
That's what I heard was an illegally downloaded video that I almost reported to the police, and I didn't hear the gun part. So that's up to any person's imagination.
You went to child porn. No one was there. You went there.
I misheard you. I guess it was how to make
a gun.
a gun. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't trust this.
It was just a single action shotgun. It was like not.
That's... What are you talking about?
It's if there's an apocalypse, I gotta learn how to make these things.
It was
If one of the kids at school steps out of line, I got no idea.
I remember,
What's wrong with you?
I remember I brought this up on the podcast before, but this episode's already not going to air regularly until we're out of college. So
Yeah.
I feel that one with confidence. But I have this thing where do you think I would get in trouble for wearing a bulletproof vest to school?
God damn it. God damn it. I don't want to talk about
No,
this
wait,
again.
no, but like, I don't think he would actually.
No, hold on. He wouldn't. But his plan...
My step two. I have step two. It's
No,
two parts
shut
now.
up.
It's 2 parts now.
His
First
actual... What he wants to do is to wear a bulletproof vest or like knight's armor to school. And then every time he has to turn a corner, like...
I'm like hugging the wall.
Yeah, and like be
Over.
shaking and afraid.
That sounds like an Eric Andre bit. That's literally like.
That's terror... That's a... That you're a terrorist.
You'd have to add a third.
You're
Add a
making
third one
fear.
where whenever a white kid walks by, I'm sorry. I didn't
Oh my god.
But
I hate
Oh
you.
no. Oh, but like, okay, so part 1, I'm just wearing it to school. Is that against the rules? Do you think I
probably
can-
not, because it's like
I mean, you'd probably
Is
get
it-
pulled aside for
you'd
it in
have to
question.
be. It'd have to be like.
But it's under my shirt.
Oh, so no one
Oh,
can
so then
see
no
it.
one would notice.
So no, you... What?
But, like, I
Okay,
thought you
fine,
meant like
fine.
over the
That's-
shirt.
Yeah, over the
Under
shirt.
Is
not
it
over
is
the
it
shirt
longer?
and-
Wait, is it longer than your fingertips when you go down?
No, if it's under your
Everything
shirt
back
and you're
there.
doing like the going around the corners afraid thing, no one's gonna pay attention. But if it's over your shirt and you're wearing
Let's
a bulletproof...
deconstruct
But,
it
like,
completely.
are we
What if I
talking
don't have a suit of armor on, but I still do the around
No
the
one
corners?
cares about you,
If you
so
had
it's
a,
not
wait,
gonna be a
wait,
problem.
are you doing like the?
They'll
like,
think you're getting bullied and no one will care.
Is it
Yeah.
just bulletproof vest, or is it like Kevlar, like when they have like oh, yeah,
Riot
like
gear.
riot gear? You have like one of
the
those.
Batman cowl?
yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Can I wear a ski mask to school?
No.
No, that's
you
definitely
definitely can't.
Because
Because it's hiding your face.
Back then they used to get mad if you had hoodies because it like
Wait,
you
how
couldn't
many
tell who
schools?
it was.
Yeah.
But now in high school, like you can wear hats, you can wear anything, and they don't.
Yeah, but they also are like very like.
How about a
if you're
voluptuous?
covering your face?
How about
Yeah.
a voluptuous scarf? Like a
Scarf?
a scarf that's like
Yeah.
covering my mouth.
That's not a problem because you could you could see most of your face.
What if I wear like a really like
If you're
maybe
wearing-
he's a terrorist kind of like he's got the
Shut
red
up.
picture on his face.
Are you allowed to wear hijabs?
Yeah.
Yeah. There are people
So what's the
that wear
difference between ski mask and a
100%.
hijab?
I hate you. I want to delete this podcast.
No, this
It's
is really
bad.
terrible.
No. Oh my god.
What's the difference?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about this.
Ski mask and a job.
I think if you wore a scarf, like sunglasses, a hat, and a hoodie inside of school and like
Just
didn't
dress like
take
the
them
Watch
off,
Dogs guy.
yeah,
Watch
and
Dogs.
didn't take them off, I think you would probably get in trouble, right?
Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like the reverse dress code where you're wearing too much.
Wearing too much.
What if you just show up like you can't move, like so many coats you
Like
can't
the
move.
Michelin
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. Like, what are they gonna do? And you sit at your desk and it falls and it collapses.
Yeah.
What if you like?
Are they gonna like
You gotta like,
give you
take off your
detention?
coat. You have like iron bars inside.
What if like I came to school like with money taped to my chest?
What if you came to school
I don't think that'd be a problem.
Like,
covered in like duct tape? Not clothes, no clothes, completely naked but covered in duct tape.
Well, aren't those
is your
clothing?
stuff
Yeah,
covered?
yeah.
So then it's not a problem.
Just like
Why would it be a problem?
Like I said again, is
I
it
know.
longer than your fingertips? Then like it's okay.
Yeah.
What if it's like see-through saran wrap?
Then it's not. That's like
But
the
long
Dexter.
enough
Oh, you're talking
ages.
about like Dexter? Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
How's puberty going?
shut up.
Yeah.
Back to economics.
Back to
The
economics.
problem was
Yeah.
we started buying steel from China.
God.
No.
Shut
We
up.
started buying steel. We started, like it might be cheap in the long run. But
Remember- Remember
Now
when we
we're
were
taking jobs away from
but
Americans?
now, no.
Hard work.
Remember when
If
we
you
were
go to-
afraid that like people wouldn't get it and not care when we talked about Game of Thrones for a whole episode?
Oh, yeah.
And now we're gonna talk about economics.
What are you
for a whole-
talking about? People would way rather listen to economics than
Game of Thrones. I doubt. That's not.
Hey, did you watch that scene where there was incest and then rape and then she got her neck slit? Like, whoa.
Yeah, more people watch Game of
Or
Thrones.
we bought steel from China. I think
No,
that
no,
was
no, no,
really
okay.
the downfall.
If you go
Which
to-
is more exciting?
If you go
Leave
to
a
Lehigh,
comment.
if you go to Lehigh, okay,
Yeah.
they just have miles and miles of steel factories that are shut down. That place used to be like World War II. That place
Are we
used to be
actually
booming.
talking about that?
This is the same one's talking about now.
And
Yeah.
and
It's like the
we had-
gold from China bit and Eric Andre
We
was
just had-
Steve-O.
we had all these jobs
But
and,
we can't edit it.
and like a moving economic.
No, I'm not doing the silent bit.
Are you actually recording?
Yes, I'm not letting that go on the podcast.
They'll never know. They'll
Because
never
it's
know.
not.
Of what? Oh wait, is this the economics?
You forgot it now. You don't know
Wait,
anymore.
is this the?
No, we're back to economics. Go on.
Wait, you got rid of the.
Stop.
No.
Yes, it's not. No.
He
I'm
got
not
rid of the hijab.
No, I did not get rid of the
Yeah, you did.
job in the scheme.
Alex hates
I-
Wait, so then what do you get rid of?
I'm not gonna. I'll tell you after the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it on the podcast. We already skipped time. We skipped time, by the way. That's what that
Wait,
was.
so it was only 2 minutes ago. What were we talking about 2 minutes?
Shut up, Sam.
Yeah, we gotta
Rewind.
like look up in the sky.
Why can't we just drop it? Why can't we not call attention to everything?
Okay, fine, guys. I have a question.
What?
Are fluorescent light bulbs worth the investment?
I hate
Shut
you.
up.
Yes, because they're squiggly. That's how I see them.
No, I can't, like, that's gonna be math now. Like, if John has
Oh.
600 light bulbs in
Fluorescent light
his
bulb, yeah.
is what he want for lesson or
Fluorescent.
I multiple times out of a day I'm like, I'm having a stroke, this is the end.
You're also dyslexic.
Because I had the weirdest.
What does that have to do with what?
When you
Verbally.
see the words that you're speaking
Oh yeah,
in
like
your,
when it's like
They-
flying
the words
up
Yeah.
and then, like
They-
turning into green.
Yeah.
Like,
when you
Man.
see those words, you read them bad wrong.
bad
That
luck.
happens to
Do
me.
people still speak Greek, right?
Ancient
I don't-
Greek, yeah.
yeah.
Ancient Greek.
Because-
People fluently speak ancient
Really?
Greek.
Because
No,
well, no, because
no one does.
You fooled me. Could have fooled me.
yeah, it was you don't sound sarcastic. You're like, yeah, like an honest answer to an honest question.
I'm sorry,
Because people like want to
apologize.
study. I was talking with your brother about this. Me and Jen were shitting on him.
Good, great.
That he was like, oh, like I want to learn Latin, so like it could help other. Fuck that.
Speaking-
Fuck learning Latin. No one speaks Latin.
Speaking of Latin, I want to just
What is-
establish
what
a
is
rule.
this?
I was holding your hand. It's fine. I want to establish a rule for our friendship. If we ever find a creepy journal and it says like Latin things over and over again, don't read it out loud. How about? That's never ended well.
Don't think it. Don't say it.
Don't think it, don't say it.
Don't think it. Don't say it. Don't think it. Don't say it.
Please stop.
Bye bye man. Oh god, things are flying off the thing.
I was watching Cabin in the Woods,
Yeah.
and like the whole point is it's like a commentary on horror movies.
Yeah, it's like all set up and
Yeah, it's really. He hasn't seen it, so don't spoil it.
it's pretty good.
Joe hasn't seen it.
yeah. Joe hasn't seen it, but knows the
And he
twist.
would love it. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
It's not really a
not
twist.
a twist.
They
It's
show
like
you in the
halfway through
beginning.
Oh,
the.
okay.
Not even like the first scene tells you what's happening, but like she reads a book, and it's got Latin creepy things, and one of the guys is like, "Don't read that," and she's like, "I'm gonna read it,"
Yeah.
and that wasn't influenced by any like chemicals or like no one was controlling her. She was just like, "I'm gonna read it," and we didn't get a merman because of it.
We didn't get a merman?
What?
If you haven't seen Cabin in the Woods, that joke won't make sense.
Yeah, which I haven't, so...
They have a lot of like when they're panning through like the
Yeah,
monsters and stuff. Like people on
that's
the
such a creative movie.
people on the internet are like, oh, if
Yeah.
you could.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
you know-
one that's a robot with like a chainsaw on it. Shitty horror movie. I've never seen a horror movie with a robot
Do you know-
in the cabin in the woods.
I was gonna say
Robots.
Terminator, but that's like an action thriller.
Yeah, it's not a
You
horror
know,
movie.
but like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
But people like you can see like some of the special zombies in there.
Yeah.
But it's literally like it will be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people are slowing it down to frames and like there's the arm and I'm like
every time a new monster came up in that like sequence, I was like, would this be a better or worse movie? And a lot of them would have been better movies, but a lot of them would have been worse.
I think that's the
Like
point.
one of the monsters was like a ballerina with just a bunch of mouths.
but I think that's
bad
the point.
movie.
I think
Bad movie.
I think
What
the-
kind of
the
movie
point
was that?
is the
ballerina with a bunch of mouths. More like bye, man.
Bad.
That's actually a really good audio. Bit.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
did. We did it to scare my mom.
Scare my mom. But I think
The
the
new
joke,
game show, Scare My Mom.
I think the joke is like, look at all the better things that the monster
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
What was the monster
But
in that?
if I know that like it would have made a better movie, but like the commentary is that all movies are zombie movies.
What monster was in the Cabin in the Woods?
Zombie redneck family.
Good.
Good, great.
Zombie redneck torture family.
Cannibals.
Wait, you know that good cut
Yeah.
from Spider-Man? I found a paralleling George Lucas short that we
What?
can use now,
Nice.
where George Lucas goes, great, this is gonna be great.
George
That was very out of context, but it was still
That
funny.
I've been watching a lot of 70s horror.
You always have and always
It's
will.
70s horror
What are you talking about?
and it's bad.
Well,
Don't touch my
People like Nightmare on Elm Street is a great movie.
Don't touch this to the table, but you can play with
Oh yeah.
it. Sorry. Sam!
Okay. It's just
What about Nightmare on Elm Street?
he doesn't like it.
it's not that I don't like it. 'Cause I'm
It's
like,
supposed to be like a bad movie.
it's
What?
like what?
I'm not saying it was made to be a bad
Yeah,
movie,
what?
but I've heard that it's like a bad movie, but it did a lot of new things,
It's
so
not,
that's why people like it.
It's not bad. It's just like you get the gimmick of like, oh, he can get in your dreams, and then you're like,
That's it.
that's it. That's really it. There's a cool part where like blood sprays out of the guy's bed onto the roof and stuff,
Sure.
and it's cool because like if you actually like follow the behind the scenes stuff, you're like, whoa, that was cool. But like in the movie, you're like, that's not needed.
I remember I made Alex watch the first episode of Supernatural, but do you?
You did.
Fuck
Do you know
Supernatural.
Yeah. I remember, if you ever try explaining the plot, like especially the larger arcs of Supernatural to anybody, I used to watch it,
I've heard,
but even when I watched it, I was like, isn't that good?
I've heard from like.
And it was good. It was good, and then they just kept doing it. They kept making episodes, and I'm like, they're done. Just
Sure.
please stop.
It like
The characters died. and
It was never a
everything.
horror show, no?
No, it was
Oh.
an action. It was
when
like
people
but-
describe it to me,
There were some
it
scary
spanned
scenes,
from
yeah.
it
There used to be,
spanned
at
from
least.
like, oh yeah, they fight monsters to like the one brother is an angel that died and then came back
Yep.
and then like he's also like went to hell and now he's back and
let me just tell you an arc for one of the characters.
Sure.
Spoiler for people that actually give a shit about Supernatural, but
Who
they don't
cares?
exist. But the older brother
Yeah.
dies, sacrifices himself for the younger brother, and so he goes to hell, which is
Oh,
real.
you told me about this.
And he goes to hell for 3,000 years.
What?
In like a span of an
but
episode.
in the
What?
span, because it's like hell's faster or whatever.
Sure.
Actually, it's like 30,000.
No, it'd be
or
hell
something.
slower.
No, yeah, hell's slower or whatever, right? And it's like 30,000 years in hell, and for like the first 4,000, no, it's 10,000, some amount of
Whatever.
thousands of years.
Whatever,
And for a
yeah.
large portion of them, he gets tortured, but then in the end, he chooses to become a torturer in hell, which means he's a
What?
demon
He
now.
comes out, none of this is. It's just.
and then he comes out and he's just like, I regret that.
What?
That's it. No
Yeah.
PTSD. There's like kind of,
Like,
and then the
that's
guy's like fixed it.
thousands of years.
I don't.
of-
Maybe it's like
of
the.
torture and being tortured.
Maybe it's like the Rick and Morty bit from the episode where they like the universe gets melded into like all one consciousness and they come out of it and they're like, whoa, I feel love for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And then 10 minutes later they're like, whatever,
yeah.
because it's just like,
Wears off.
yeah.
And then one of the
That's like being
characters
on-
doesn't have a soul for a long time, and then it's supposed to be like he's a dick, but then it's like, I mean, he is a dick, but it's like,
All right, which is better? Because you're the only one I know who's watched both of these. Supernatural or Teen Wolf?
Teen Wolf, no.
Fuck both of them.
Supernatural had good seasons.
Yeah, Teen Wolf. Never
But
did.
like,
Teen Wolf did not have good seasons. It had like mediocre seasons the whole way through.
do you think? I
Yeah.
always thought of this. I always thought like, you think if you told someone from the 50s about this, they'd be like, I don't want.
It's like the clip from.
I don't want to reproduce.
Yeah, I don't want to reproduce.
Let's
I
end
don't
it
want.
here.
Let's
It's like
just.
this thing from Forrest Gump where she watches Elvis on the TV and she's like, "What? Like horrible atrocity? Like
Yeah.
how blued?" And it's like now it's like Miley Cyrus.
If
or
you were to
whatever.
show them
You
a
showed-
music video, they'd pass out.
Yeah, if you show
throw up
Forrest
and
Taylor
pass out.
Swift's new music video.
Yeah.
They
I
died.
haven't
They
seen
died.
it. I just heard it's
If
bad.
you
It's
introduce
a lot
Forrest
of
Gump,
weird costumes that look like she could be a superhero in each one of them, or a supervillain, whatever.
if you introduce Forrest Gump's mom to Nicki Minaj, she'd have so many issues with Nicki Minaj.
What if they really hit it off?
Hooray.
Yeah.
What if they really hit it off?
I
though?
don't think they
What
would.
if though?
I don't
I
think.
don't-
What if though? Let's imagine that world though. What
Maybe
if?
maybe Forrest Gump's mom said some really dank shit. You know what I mean?
I mean,
what she's known
Forrest
for
Gump toss that salad like his name remains, so I don't even know what the problem is.
Exactly.
I hate it when like I like you know me. I was gonna say I like older music, but then there's
Jenny's
Joe.
a
There's
great
Joe
actor.
sitting here who's like
He
19,
like,
19
no, Joe has been listening
to like 1930s like
post World War II Japanese war music.
Yeah, it's not war music.
Whatever.
Please help me,
Post-war
help
Japanese
me,
music.
please, and
That's the song I just sung. The good are we?
Yeah, we get it. We
Okay,
got it.
my point is, I hate when like I'm like, man, I love this the '70s song. It's pretty good, and then it's used in like one film, and everyone's like, whoa, dude, I love that too. That's my favorite thing. And then I'm like,
I used to be like that, but then I was like, why does other people liking this make it less special?
it's no, it's not that. No, I don't.
They
mind,
just found it in a different way.
I don't mind the part of them liking it because I'm like, yeah, it's music. Who cares? But it's just like
they're like lesser humans worth less than you.
they're
It's
like, yo,
they're
dude,
tarnished.
I saw that in Guardians of the Galaxy. You see that too? I'm like, no, I just listened to it, and they're like, oh.
Oh.
And then they replay. Joe does this too. He gets one song in his
Tainted
head.
Love at Tainted Love.
One song in his head, plays it over and over.
I
and
get
over.
most of my music from like a YouTube channel that I like a lot, and they like do different songs every fucking episode.
Yeah.
And I don't see a problem with it. Like if I found someone else who liked that music, I'd be like, sweet.
Yeah, but what if they're like, oh, I saw it from that one thing that everyone else saw it from and nothing else?
I'd be like, whatever. We still like the same music.
Yeah.
I guess. Maybe I'm just a dick.
I have a very varied
Just a
music
dick.
taste, so that happens often where I'm like, oh, we like the same music. It's very hard.
When I was into like 80s rock,
Yeah.
every time I tell people what music I was into, like, oh, my dad's into that music. Now I'm like, I like this band. They're like, who? What? Chicken Slim Shady?
My short answer is I like 50s music.
Yeah.
Because I will always like 50s music, and that will never like vary. Even though like I'm kind of getting off 80s and moving more into like indie stuff.
Yeah.
But I still like 50s music, so I'm just like, I like 50s music. And they're like, really?
Yeah.
That's so weird!
It's
And
so
I'm like,
wacky.
I guess it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow!
I guess, yeah.
I said it more disinterested, and
Uh-huh.
Joe said it more like I was egging people on.
Oh my god. And then an element of certain things is where I used to listen to a lot of things. Like I don't know if the audience we've discussed this before, but I used to listen to Eminem all the time.
So much.
All the time. I know a lot of the songs still, but
You bring shame upon your family.
yeah, I know. But it's
No.
like, what's worse?
Well, you say shame upon this family, but like,
Oh, you know what I'm
So
really
much
getting
other
into
shit.
recently?
What?
Careless Whisper.
What's that?
As the song starts. It's like the classic.
oh,
like,
the
this
meme
is-
where it's like, da na na na
I'll play the-
You
I'll
are
play
two of the most tone-deaf people I've ever met.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
We're gonna get copyrighted. Copyright strike.
Oh, never mind.
That's not gonna occur.
Do you ever wonder if, like, while recording this, your neighbor's like, fucking, you didn't.
Don't turn that off. Man.
Oh, yeah,
What's wrong with you?
Alex is gonna copyright it on his own phone.
I hate you.
I'm getting a drink.
I hate you. I saw someone like outside my window on a hoverboard,
Yeah.
just dabbing,
Yeah.
Like to someone down the street. and oh my god, if I did not swoon.
Yeah.
That boy was cool as ice.
Cool as ice.
Oh my god, what is he still doing on a hoverboard?
I don't know. I saw me and my mom were driving
Yeah.
Somewhere. Because I love my mom.
And then you
I love my
finally
mother.
loaded up your
But-
Italian rifle and you're like, come on, get my sights, and then just shot him. Hey.
But hey, I give him his lemonade. He just got it himself. He's a nice boy. Don't wrestle with
Alex,
him.
give me the goddamn lemonade.
Oh no! Okay, that was horrible.
Sam just stabbed me with a shank.
What?
But wait, I didn't
To
tell
get
my,
his
I didn't
lemonade
finish telling my
back.
hoverboard story. We were watching, and this guy fell off his hoverboard, and we saw it like.
And you
roll
laughed
into
at
the
him
side
and
of
stole it?
So rolled into the street, and then another car ran right over it and
Whoa.
shattered my hoverboard.
I mean, that's.
Fuck hoverboards.
Well, I mean, they're gone now. It's like a process
I
of
still have one in my basement.
Ooh,
Yeah.
the crisp sound of
cold, refreshing,
cold, refreshing
3%
Coca-Cola.
lemon juice.
It's Minute Maid lemonade.
Thanks, Coca-Cola, for sponsoring this
Nope.
episode.
Incorrect, probably.
If Coca-Cola asked to sponsor us, I feel like I'd have to morally be like,
Shut up.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be like, yes, I'll take all the money. And
I'm a communist. I'm helping the world.
okay, look, listen, feel. If anyone thinks CPR, I feel like the only people that get that joke when I but it's not even a real joke. Even people that have taken
Why you
CPR
scooch up so
don't
you
laugh.
can actually hear you?
What are we talking
legs.
about?
When I say people say like look, listen. I say look, listen, feel because that's the CPR thing.
Sure.
But
Shut up.
I know. Okay, look.
All right, welcome to the Alex and Sam podcast. Joe's disintegrating in a pool of acid as we speak.
I just took him to a personal helicopter ride. Jonah will get that.
Yeah. Yes.
Jonah's
they
not
push
listening
the
to
communists out of the helicopter.
You explained it. The point was that only a niche people get it, and you explained it.
Look,
And
they did. And it's a good joke because.
you just explained it.
What's your favorite noise?
Shut up.
What?
What's
Back.
your favorite noise?
Someone like rubbing skin, probably.
Really?
I think I like it.
What about like the
When you're like
sizzle of
skinning
toast?
them and putting masks.
No, like someone like
Lampshade
That
maybe.
noise?
not that specifically, but if like someone's like washing their hands without water.
I feel like okay, this might
Sounds
be
nice.
this part of the podcast is
Sounds
PG 18.
PG-18. Parental
Wait.
guidance of an age of 18.
Yeah, what?
So if you were like Ed
Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, no, that's not it.
If I was Ed Sheeran,
It's like it's Eddie.
I would make a public announcement that says, "Sorry for playing
I'm gonna have
Castle
to-
on the Hill so much on
I'm
the
gonna
radio."
have to look up
Yeah.
the name. It's like
'Cause
Ed.
God damn it!
Because goddamn, I don't listen to the radio anymore. Does anyone listen to
No.
the radio anymore?
Yeah, you two keep talking.
I didn't know my car had Bluetooth when I bought it.
Yeah.
And
When
that
you
was a
bought
surprise. I paid for most of it. I paid for most of it. I paid for most of it. Got a
Oh,
loan.
Ed Jean. Ed
Who?
Jean. Ed Jean.
Billie
fir-
Jean?
You know Leatherface from
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Off this guy. It's based off this guy.
Sure, where's this going?
My point is, if
Flynn Rider's real name is Eugene. Stupid name.
That's the point, though.
Stupid name.
That's
that's the
Keep-
joke.
Keep the cooler name.
the point.
That's
No, I get it, but like stupid name.
My
you know what I
point
mean?
is,
Like,
if
high,
you-
high five me. Don't leave me hanging, bro.
If you-
Stupid name. Am I right? Thank you.
if you were a cannibal
Yeah.
skinning people alive and using their skin for stuff, you have a lampshade and a mask. What else? Like what else could they use for that?
Why have you thought about this?
I'm asking it now.
No, no, no.
Like
You
what?
definitely-
What
this is a question you've
possibly?
had.
Help me out here, Joe. What possibly else can you make with human skin that's not a mask or a lampshade?
A purse.
But like you're not
You
gonna
can
make
make
that
Or,
in
like,
public.
not a purse, but like a holding sack. I guess.
Holding
you just
sack,
tie,
holding
you tie
sack.
it together. I don't know. I don't want to incriminate myself into knowing about. I don't want to make it sound like I knew about Sam's creepy stuff when it comes to like.
Oh no! I thought you were gonna say when they find like a sack of like skin purse, they drag it back to you.
A skin purse. The thing about purses is that they're very useful in public. So, mostly only.
Yeah.
So if you have a skin
Yeah, so if you have a
purse-
skin purse, that's not gonna.
so it's like the lamp.
But, like, let's say, like, around the house,
It's a
like-
mask. It's like you're just.
Okay,
you're
so
creepy.
it's you don't want to just walk around it in public, or
With
walk
public?
around.
Would
in
you
it-
want to if you skin someone
walk
alive?
around with it in public?
If you skin
just
someone
saying.
alive, would you bring a purse?
I wouldn't skin someone alive, Sam.
I know, but this is a hypothetical. Well, you wouldn't bring that around in public.
That's what
I'm
saying.
gonna let this podcast run long.
Yeah,
'cause
the
I don't
sole
care.
purpose of
Shut up.
of a
Because I
purse.
say you can make
Just to
things.
care.
what I call
yeah.
what is
so-
this called again?
Shades.
Shades. You can make shades,
Bad shades. You
but
could
yeah,
see-
because if it's a lampshade, lampshades are made to the light goes
Yeah.
through. So we've seen it been made in a lampshade before.
Bed sheets. You can make bed sheets.
Bed sheets?
You could make bed sheets.
Yeah.
You could.
Or like a quilt.
That
You just sew a bunch together.
can't be comfortable.
A projector screen.
A mask. What are you talking about?
You make a.
What do you mean?
It's nothing's gonna be a mask made
I think
of.
I had the
it's
best
gonna
ideas
be
so far.
comfortable. What?
The projector screen. You could do
Projector
a really good
screen.
Projector screen.
Yeah, what are you projecting to who though?
Just,
Would
like,
you be like,
scary
you can project
things.
it to the person you kidnapped.
Yeah.
That'd be
very
kind of
scary
fucked up.
things.
People write notes and make this into a horror movie.
Come on, somebody else do this work for me. What's your least favorite creepy?
I used to be like really afraid of vampires,
Yeah. Sam?
Least.
but now I want to be a vampire
Feel like
because
you're
they
most
fucking
afraid of
kick ass. Like, and
Well,
they have
so what
super
would be
speed.
most
And I want to be
creepy?
Alucard.
It'd
That's
be,
so
it'd be
cool.
most.
I downloaded the last episode of the Netflix
Castlevania.
Castlevania just so I can watch the fight scenes.
Really?
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah, it's a great fight
Uh-huh,
scene.
yeah.
So-
It's really well choreographed.
Heights.
Go watch
The
the
ground-
Castlevania Netflix series. It's really good.
Ground can fuck you up.
Ground can fuck you up, man.
Ground can fuck you up
He's
a
talking,
lot.
he's talking about creeps. His biggest creep.
Ground?
The ground. The
You fall
human
backwards.
Earth can fuck you up really badly if you're up high.
Yeah, if you're up high right now, nuh-uh.
Yeah, if you slipped and tripped,
Dude,
boom.
we're on the second floor. You come out that window, you're done.
I doubt it.
Land on your neck, boom, done. It's horrible. I hate.
That's
heights.
why I didn't like vampires, because I knew
The
just
neck
on
thing?
instinct
They're not real.
that my neck is vulnerable.
Yeah.
So I was like,
So you're just scared of people that bite.
yeah, my neck specifically. Like
Yeah.
I didn't
Zombies bite
like, I didn't
your
like things
chest.
that go
They do that in
straight
The
for
Walking
neck.
Dead. I'm like, is he supposed to be the good guy? Rick, like,
Yeah, Rick
yeah,
bites
yeah.
off someone's ear.
not ear.
He
No,
bites his
Was it
throat
his
out.
neck?
His throat
He
out.
bites his throat out.
God,
That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
that was like the last.
Now
like,
it's
wow,
shit.
character
Walking
development,
Dead
and then they forgot
That
is-
about it.
was
Walking Dead
barely character
garbage.
development.
Well, it just made him like darker.
What do you think that The Walking Dead's missing now? People that
good scenes.
People who cared that
It
were
does
writing
this. This makes me so angry. They're like, next time on The Walking Dead, and it's like cool action scene of them like running into a place, shooting at zombies, and like a firefight happening.
anyone
And
die?
then you
Was
watch
someone
the
die
episode.
from a zombie?
You watch the episode, and it's like them walking around.
Uh-huh.
They're like, oh, gotta count up the guns.
Speak up, dude.
Gotta count the guns.
Do that.
Gotta count some guns, and then oh, I'm Carol. I made some Krispy Kreme donuts, and then they're like, oh, thanks, Carol. Oh, but I'm actually a serial killer, but I'm pretending to be normal, and then even when the not the governor, what's his name? The new guy, the new governor, because they killed off the only good villain. So they're like, we need a new governor, but let's make it vegan, who's less less charismatic and more violent. And because that's all people want is just someone bashing their head in. It's just half the episode.
You know what makes
75% of the episode now is just those dumb season 2 episodes where they're on the farm just talking, and then the other 25% is them just stabbing zombies.
No.
Who cares?
I think this is just the natural progression of a zombie anything.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be interesting for maybe 2 seasons, maybe if you're lucky, and then it'll be dead
So
because
you only
what-
make movies.
yeah,
only make
only
zombie
zombie
movies. I
movies
think
because
that-
it's not an interesting story to
I
continue.
think what it would have to be is something that I've noticed with the Fallout franchise. Apocalypse things kind of have this, or should tend to a natural progression of society.
Except for Fallout 4, which is garbage.
That's what I'm saying. Because you get to New Vegas and you're like, there are all these communities with organizations and stuff. And then it's like, Fallout 4, they're like, it's just fucking anarchy! It's been 200 years, but no one's made anything! And it's like, okay, sure. Because my favorite part about New Vegas is all the politics.
Fallout 4? Fallout 4?
It could transfer it from a zombie thriller to a zombie politics thing, but like it lost the original pizzazz.
Fallout 4, there's 4 factions with like, oh, there's a farmer that needs your help. And then you just all the side quests are just kill. All of the main quests kill. Except for the last part where you pick which faction's the best. Fallout New Vegas.
But
There's
then you have to be in the Brotherhood anyway. Like in that part of the main story of Fallout 4, you have to choose the Brotherhood.
No, you don't have to. You
No?
can choose
You
any.
don't. No,
You don't
can
have
choose
to, but
anything.
they're all the
I
same
didn't
quests.
finish it.
They're all the same quests.
Yeah.
Is the thing. It's like if you pick the Brotherhood.
It's just
like,
what sidekick do you
if you
want?
make the- if
or
you
like
make-
who do you want to
It's
betray
literally
eventually?
if you pick the Brotherhood, it's like a Mad Lib. It's like synths are bad, synths are good, and then you
Yeah.
have to make like a teleport. It's so you just kill, repeat. But like Fallout New Vegas, there's so many factions and so many ways to do things, and you could go peaceful, you could go not, you could talk about it, you could shoot. It's all this other stuff.
I feel like you could say the same thing about any type of TV show, to be honest, but zombies have it worse because there's, like, the fact that if you go on for long enough, there's just not enough.
Yeah,
Like, you don't have any
you either
story
kill or
Yeah.
you do boring stuff and people hate
Like,
boring.
zombie shows have it the worst, though, because there aren't a lot of stories to tell in a zombie world that aren't, like, samey and don't get old.
That's why zombie
And, like,
movies
in House of Cards, there has to be an end because eventually he's gonna stop being president.
Yeah, or some...
Or
he
whatever.
becomes president in that?
Yeah, spoiler alert. He becomes president, but then, like, I haven't
We go down
finished
then
it.
bastard
So
of
if he
Earth.
wins the re-election, okay, 4 more seasons, 4 more years, and then what? Then nothing.
A show I used to watch when I was a kid, Gurren Lagann, is about...
And they
progression.
have that, so they're like, all right, let's get all the stories out.
It's about scale, and he starts off under the ground with just a drill, and then eventually by the end of the show, spoiler alert, but they tell you this 4 minutes in, he rules the universe.
All right.
And so
Yeah.
it's about his progression as a
Is
character.
he a bad guy?
No, he's a good guy. And the point
Anyone
is...
who rules the universe, I don't think is a good guy.
Well, he
Unless you're a
liberates
good
the
universe
evil
ruler.
Universe rulers. But then the thing is, by the end of the movie, even by the end of the show, because there's only so many fights for him attaining a larger ride, because eventually he gets this because it starts off with he gets a little robot, and then he gets a giant robot he can ride, and then he gets a giant boat robot, and then he gets a Earth-sized robot, and then he gets a galaxy-sized robot, and it's like
How do you make... I'm not gonna...
But that's the point of the show. It's an anime I used to watch when I was a kid. And by the end, I rewatched it recently. By the end, you're like, oh my god, is he gonna get a bigger... Oh, he gets a bigger
That's
robot.
why Cowboy Bebop is good.
Yeah,
Because they have, what, 2 seasons, 3 seasons?
1.
They don't have 1
They
season.
have 1 season.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
I swear.
1 season and a movie.
Do they really only have 1? Oh, they do, right. They do have 1.
It's very contained, and they know what they
Because,
want.
like, at the
I
end...
think the same
They
thing
know
with
what
Trigun.
story they want to
The
tell.
only problem with them... But, like, again, like, I know, like, you can't repeat a lot, but I feel like they ended too quickly. Because, like, I was still thirsty for more.
Yeah, but that's the
That's-
only way to get end a
Yeah.
good thing.
I guess, but, like...
Firefly ended pretty fine. Like, if you add the movie on,
Mm-hmm.
like, it got canceled, obviously, but then you add the movie on, and you're like, I'm content with this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way that it would have ended, I guess. Just, like, 5 seasons earlier.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's better.
See,
Because you could tell a succinct story.
with Doctor Who, it was literally created so that they could keep on going.
Yeah.
Because you can go through time, space, and, like, when he
Why don't-
dies, it's a new one. But the...
It's only British shows who create characters that you could replace the actors and no one will notice. Like
For sure.
Sherlock Holmes,
Yeah.
James Bond, the Doctor.
The problem here's the problem with the Doctor is you're like, well, you go through time and space so you can do anything, but like anything that the writers can come up with.
Yeah.
So it's repeating and repeating. Like no one.
Well, a
I
problem
don't-
I have with like unlimited protagonists is in like it's like I don't watch Doctor Who and I don't know if this is like comes something that it's addressed. It's like why does he have limitations? Do bad
Because-
things ever happen to the Doctor?
Yeah,
Can he just
he's
time travel
okay.
again?
Pretty much he's an alien. Because everyone's like, wow, you're an alien. You look like
Where did he get
humans.
his PhD?
They're always like
God.
they're always like you look like a human, and he's like, well, technically humans look like
Stop
me. 'cause I'm
covering
older."
your mouth.
Is this enough for me? I'm not for you.
This is an audio-only podcast.
I know.
I know. He knows.
No
I
one
wanna-
watches
wait.
the new Doctors. It's so bad. They have like, and
Yeah, I
people are
heard
gonna
that
be
no
like,
one
people are gonna be
watches
like, oh, you think it's because it's a girl doctor? No, there's
Is a girl doctor now?
Yeah.
There's a girl doctor.
She's the
Is
lady
it an
from...
old guy?
No, he's gone.
Oh, the
He's
old
out.
guy. The old guy. So
How long
it
is
was
he the
the
doctor?
it was the
7 seconds.
it was the old guy and the girl doctor. That's when it started going downhill because with the old guy it was just like who cares? We've seen every single thing. Also, a girl doctor. I don't want to be that guy, but like how
Don't be that guy.
how
then.
does it become a girl?
I don't think.
if-
I don't think.
I don't know the rules.
Because
so-
when you
Yeah.
because like it's like you have a gender and every time you die you like regenerate.
But like,
So-
do doctors have gender?
I think
Yeah,
they're
because
probably
there's girl and
asexual.
there's guy ones.
There are multiple types of doctors.
No, there are no. That's what
They've all been men, but
They
this one's a
pretty much-
woman.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's just like one of the rules is like whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the thing is there's a whole universe of Doctor Who's
Yeah.
I think that's his name. I don't know.
I
There's
think-
a whole universe, but then it got like locked in time because there's a big time
Right.
war. It's convoluted and stupid.
I think if Pacific Rim was like an anime or a TV show, it would suck all the nuts because the world that it presents is very like, here are the rules to the world, and now let's create interesting stories with those rules. Like they set up drifting.
You say interesting story, but when I watched the movie, I heard not interesting story.
I liked it. I really liked it.
Why not?
The dialogue
It knows what it is.
subpar.
I know. That's the
It's
point.
like it's like Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's like Godzilla, but
Godzilla
also
movie.
I like.
It knows what it is. The acting is hilariously bad, and that's the point.
No, it's not the point.
I think it is. I think they hired the guy because he was a bad
No,
actor.
they didn't hire.
He has a cool
anybody.
voice.
Even if like the
Idris
colonel,
Elba.
the colonel guy, yeah,
Idris
he's
Elba.
a good actor. Poor dialogue
Yeah.
lines. It's not written well. I think a lot of times you watch a movie that you like that has bad dialogue, you're like, he did it on purpose. No, most of the time.
I think it knows what it is. I
don't
that
think
movie
it
knew
does.
what it was.
I think it watched it because this is.
Can I
Do you
continue
think-
my
do you
point?
think
Can I
thinking
continue
that
my
they
point?
know they're
Can I
bad
maybe
is
continue my point?
Do you think it's giving it too much credit?
No.
As being like, oh, it knows it's bad.
John Wick knows what it is.
Do you
It's
think
not
Shark-
John Wick's dialogue isn't even bad.
Do you think
it's pretty
Sharknado?
fucking bad.
No, it's
Do you
not.
think
It just knows what it is to the point where you're like, okay, this is supposed to be cliche.
They say that with
that's fine. Cliche
Sharknado.
is different than
They say
bad.
that with Sharknado, but like, do you think the first Sharknado movie was like
No.
trying to be bad,
No.
or do you think they were like,
Yeah, probably.
or do you think they were like?
Trying to be a comedy at least.
Because the problem is,
Can I
I think
continue my point?
the problem is with Sharknado
I can't do it.
is
I don't
now
know.
they're like, now we're gonna try and be bad, and then was bad because they're trying.
Yeah.
You gotta make it be like you're not trying, but it's just bad.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yes. Good point, Alex.
My point
So
is...
we keep
I hate
selling
you.
steel to China, getting rid of our comedic sound effect.
Fuck. So Pacific Rim sets up all these rules in the world,
What?
and then like the drifting and how it works and all the fucking...
He's like setting ground, like
Yeah.
like when Will's like, we need rules, like that.
Yeah.
And then it like uses those rules to tell an interesting story. Like I thought the story with Charlie Day was like a really...
Charlie Day's a good actor.
Charlie Day's in Pacific Rim.
Yeah, and he's a really cool character.
What? I
Like
can
just
only
the
see him-
idea of his character is pretty fucking
I can
sweet.
only
Like
see
he's got tattoos of kaijus on his
Yeah.
arm, and you're like, whoa, cool.
The thing
Are those like those are the ones I took down?
No, he's a
He's a
scientist.
scientist.
He's just he's a kaiju
I-
groupie is what they call him.
He exists to solve. He's the only important character.
Yeah.
Everyone else is nothing.
I
That's why I
can
like
only
that.
see him as an illiterate drunk though.
I think, yes, but also I think that the
He's
movie.
not a great
I
scientist.
think the movie sets up a good world, but it's just like that's it.
Oh, so you
Like,
want those, like,
I
out of the
remember
van?
watching and thinking, I wish someone with better writing chops had this world to play with, because I
Well, they're making Pacific Rim 2, so maybe.
maybe, but also maybe it's also so.
I think that if it had good dialogue, I would have hated the fucking movie.
What? Why?
Because it wouldn't have been what
if
it
it was good, then I would have to hate it.
It wouldn't have been what it
I don't-
was.
I think that if it had good dialogue, just and then everything else.
Why do you
I
have
agree with the movie.
A slap chop?
Why do you have a slap chop?
Why do I have a slap chop on a shelf?
Shouldn't that be in the kitchen?
No, it's my slap chop.
Uh-huh.
For presentation only.
Can I take it
No.
off? Though? Can I take it off?
But about Pacific Rim,
Sure, yeah.
I think that if I agree, if it was
What?
just, it would,
What?
if
Are
the
you
only
sledging
change
up?
was good dialogue, if the only change is good dialogue,
Yeah.
it would not have been a good movie
No.
still. But I still don't think it was a good movie with bad
I
dialogue.
think it was a good movie with that. I think it was trying to be like Metal Gear Solid 5, where it's so silly and weird,
It's not that silly,
but
though.
so cool. It's
not
fucking
that
silly.
It's
What's
the thing is,
worse?
it's
though?
not silly enough. It's like where
You don't
it's-
think it was silly? I get that.
like
Like,
if it was trying to
Yeah,
be
if you-
silly.
if it was
if
a
you-
little more silly, I think more
You have
people
to
would have
commit to
liked it.
silly. You have to
Yeah.
commit to. You can't
Sure.
have some silly because then if you have some silly, then it's like that was.
it's like this is.
I think that's as silly as Guillermo del Toro gets, though.
My
Here's the
favorite
thing.
scenes are the ones where it explores back parts of the world, like the scene where the.
Are we
the-
talking
Where they
about
go to-
kaijus
yeah.
now or Solid Snake? Which one are we talking
No,
about?
I'm talking about Pacific Rim.
Both?
Yeah.
It's like because again, it's a very intriguing world, and I want to like there's the walls and there's like the history that's implied. I'm like, good, great. Let's talk about this. There's all the different
Great,
types
great.
of.
This is gonna be great.
There's all the different like there's like the international community
Mhm.
of people that are trying to work together to. Feed
They're
the
all
kaiju.
white and American.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
Idris Elba's black, and then
What I like about Martian.
and then excuse me. And then,
Sorry.
and then there's the scene, and then there's all the different types of kaiju, I think, and then there's all the different types of Jaegers, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
if I was a kid and this was a TV show I was watching, like the Transformers, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I mean, I kind of was when it came out, but I wasn't watching it like that.
I only
TV
watched it
shows,
recently,
Yeah.
and I still liked it. There are certain movies that are like that make me feel like a kid in the sense that like I want to be that guy. I want to be doing that. Like Baby Driver, I want to be Baby so bad.
I want to be Baby. I want to be the girl.
I
don't go to jail. Spoiler alert.
Wow, I'm actually deep about that because I wanted to watch that movie.
Oh, you haven't seen
That's not a big spoiler alert that the
Okay.
girl doesn't go to jail.
Yeah.
No, but that means the others go to jail.
They're criminals. Anyway, whatever.
Would you rather have a shitty movie with good writing or a good movie with shitty writing?
Good movie with shitty writing? What do you mean?
No, because you were saying how like that ruined you because
What's
it's like a good movie with shitty writing.
It wasn't a good movie.
What's a bad movie with good writing?
Yeah. That don't exist.
I can't think of it off the top of the head. I always thought like
ouchie.
What?
There's a movie I'm thinking of.
What is?
it hurts him. Ah!
Yeah, there's an elevator and no, there's not an elevator.
Are you
There's a
talking about the
bank
devil?
robbery. No, there's a bank robbery.
What?
There's a bank.
The Prestige?
No.
There's
what?
no bank robbery.
No,
in
what?
that. I don't know what I'm talking
The
about.
Prestige is a good.
Yeah, it's
maybe
just
a good
an
movie with good
all-around
writing.
good
You
movie.
thinking-
But
Christopher Nolan's a smart man.
But then there's a movie where there's a bank robbery, but the
Except
bank
for
robbers.
Dark Knight, right? Which is the one with Bane?
Excuse you.
The
I'm talking
Bane
right now?
is the last
Third one,
one.
the
I
third
think.
one.
That's a bad movie with good dialogue.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie.
That's a bad movie.
That is a bad
It's
movie.
That's a bad
Compared
movie.
to- no.
It's a hilariously
Compared-
bad movie.
compared to
Batman, the Batman, all the
Batman.
Dark Knight things. The first movie, bad. It had
The
Scarecrow.
first movie's like, alright,
It
fine.
was like all right. The second
movie's great.
That's a really good movie.
Third movie is hilarious because what the fuck is Bane?
Oh,
what? I don't
was-
understand.
I
What is
was
he doing there?
born in the dark.
Why does he have that voice? Why does he have
I-
that jacket? What's happening? Why did they blow up the
I-
football field? Why did they destroy the bridges? Why is no one helping?
I think.
Yeah, where's the
Right, I don't
U.S.
know what's
Army?
happening. How do you get out of the cave?
No,
How
I
do you get
think
back to?
that's
I don't
why-
I
understand.
think why the U.S. Army can come and he's got the bomb.
Is because he bombed the Brit. They could fly. They could boats.
No, he's gonna blow everything up if they come in.
So then he dies.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But like
but-
everyone with him.
Yeah,
I never got
what?
those.
What do you mean?
I never got those plots of like. Okay, so have you ever watched the Regular Show movie?
No, I didn't know there was a movie.
There's a Regular Show movie.
Shouldn't this be called a regular movie?
That's probably what it's called, but sounds dumb.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure it's called the Regular Show movie. Look it up.
I
Point
hope
is,
not.
Like, and in other movies that if you think that doesn't count as a good movie to base it off, a lot of people are like, in that one at least, he's like, I'm gonna blow up all of time and like destroy time itself.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's killing
It's called Regular Show, the movie.
Really?
And I'm like, that's killing you too.
97% like this movie.
Wow.
It's a good movie.
You're complaining about it though.
No, I wasn't complaining. I was saying if people think that's not prestigious, but I don't get like when
The
people.
preview on YouTube is an hour and 8 minutes.
What?
The preview on YouTube is an hour and 8 minutes.
Really?
That might be the whole
Who's Mark
movie.
Hamill in it? Mark Hamill is Skips?
Mark Hamill is Skips.
Why? He says nothing all
That's
the
a
time.
great show. I'm telling you, that is a great show. My point is when villains have things that like kill themselves too, like Bane. I'm gonna blow up the city. That'll kill you too.
But he's like
That's the
a
point.
terrorist who
Yeah.
would be into that.
Yeah.
You're like, if you fly into the twin towers, you'll die too.
If it's like an evil scientist who wants money, then I get like why you'd be complaining about that. But he's a terrorist and he wants people to suffer.
Yeah.
And he wants to go down with the ship.
I love Jackass. And
I don't wanna talk about
Jackass
Jackass.
movies.
I'm not gonna-
Fine, wait. Have you heard of the movie Borat?
Yeah.
That is Jackass evolved. Because
Jackass
Jackass,
evolved.
like they'll like go.
Evolve, good movie, good game, good game, good game.
Good game, good game.
They like Jackass, like they go into the place and they're like, "Oh, we're naked. Well, look, we're naked." And then like right after, like, "We're part of Jackass. Can you sign these release forms? We're sorry," and all
But
that.
Borat doesn't do
Borat, the whole movie is staged like a documentary about a guy from Kazakhstan.
that. Yeah.
So he'll like do something where he'll be like, "Oh, that is a Jew at the boom 9/11 boom Jew
Wow,
9/11,"
wow.
like something like that.
Yeah.
But then right after,
These statements do not reflect the beliefs of the Joe and Alex podcast.
I'm
Go
pretty sure
on.
all of us are Jewish. Continue.
but
We are.
but then like right after he'll like he'll be like, this is a release sign form for my documentary, like,
Oh yeah.
and like everyone. Ow.
Nice. Nice. You fucking-
Everyone thinks it's a documentary. It's great.
Oh no.
It's so funny. We have to watch that movie.
Sure, man.
I mean, maybe eventually.
Maybe.
I'm gonna only watch movies alone now because if I watch movies with either of you, I will either not like it as much as you, or Joe will shit on it the most he's ever shit on it.
I talk All the time.
Well, because we had a conversation about Baby Driver off camera, which we do.
Yeah.
Talk off camera. But
don't lie.
Wait, we're friends outside.
But that's nervous.
Sam's actually our stalker.
Yeah.
And he's been listening to these.
He's hacking it out.
I'm
Yeah.
under the bed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we
You
checked
gotta
out Baby
cut
Driver.
yourself.
I still think it's an amazing movie compared to most movies, but it was not as good as I thought it was going to be. Is all I'm going to say.
Overhyped.
I mean,
that's-
you spent 2 months getting overhyped.
Overhyped kills
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
I spent 2 months looking at concept art, and that's it. So when I walked in, I was like, fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Do you think in 500 years,
I think we'll all be dead.
The three of us, definitely.
Yeah.
You think in
I mean, we can't say for sure.
you think in 500?
Because, you know, I'll never die.
Yeah.
Do you think in?
And neither will my dog.
Which
Because
one?
I've trained him specifically
Which
not.
one?
Do you think in 500 years, people are just gonna give up on creating movies and they're just gonna take old movies and republish them, but everyone's gonna be like, "Whoa, what's this new movie?"
No,
No?
because they'll know.
How do you know? In five,
People,
you think
there are
we?
people that make the argument that all the movies we make now are just rehashes of older plots that we just
That's
forgot about.
how
That's
the
about
world
thing.
works.
So-
Oh, wait, have you ever heard
insane.
of a? Have you ever heard of a book called?
No, but you can't just. You're saying that you take an exact movie filmed in like 2012 and republish it in.
2,500.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the book called The Thing from Another World? No.
No,
Have you ever heard of the movie The Thing?
sure.
But
But I'm saying if someone has access to that movie.
They still have to make the movie, though, is what he's saying. They still have to make a movie.
Yeah.
There's differences.
So if someone has access to that movie and just releases it like, we made this movie, someone else has access to the movie and is like, no, you didn't.
I
Because
find
where
that
they
funny.
get that movie.
A lot
They
of
don't have
movies,
the soul copy.
A lot of movies we like now, were everyone hated it. But like
When
The
they came
Thing,
out.
The Thing was
Alex
a
is
critical.
the thing.
Oh yeah, but like
It's not that I don't like it, I just don't think it's very tense.
critical failure. All the critics were like, "This is a
Well,
horrible
so
movie."
Most Edgar Wright movies don't do that well.
Yeah, like they're like, "This is."
Scott Pilgrim didn't do that well because they kept doing free showings.
Yeah.
That's the only reason
Why?
it was
Why
like
are you
in the
free
box office.
showings?
Because like for a year they would go to every convention and do a panel and
Yeah.
they'd be like, and now we're gonna go see it.
Yeah, for Baby Driver they did the same thing.
But not like they
Didn't do as
only
much
did that
because
like
they
in
didn't.
other countries,
Yeah.
pretty much, and like one event each country. But they kept doing that in America all the time,
Yeah.
and so like most of the fan base
Saw it for free.
saw it for free.
Yeah, but like I know someone that bought a DVD when we were little. I mean, when I was a kid and it came out.
Yeah,
Me and my
Now it's
friends
just
bought
on
a DVD.
Netflix.
Now it's on Netflix.
no, it isn't.
Oh, isn't that?
But
No.
you know,
Did it? I think
we're all good students, and we don't download movies illegally. But if we would,
I've never
to-
downloaded a movie illegally.
Yeah, I don't trust
I don't
that.
think I download anything. but-
Downloading? I
Streaming.
never get the difference between downloading and installing.
What?
So,
I think it's the same.
No, it's
No,
not.
downloading is you get it off the internet. Installing is once you have the package and you
Oh, is that
actually.
Because I heard there's like if something.
Wow, we're really over.
Are you really?
Yeah, we're like 30 minutes over. Keep going.
Because I heard like there's something where like if something asks you to install it, it's probably a virus. But if it's like download, then it's like better.
Because that's to unpackage it.
I was. I'm not gonna tell this story. Never mind.
Okay.
No,
That's
okay.
incriminating.
Yeah.
Incriminating.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I
Are
don't
we
know.
only 15 minutes over? Because this is an hour. Don't
No,
you-
it's 45 minutes usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 15 minutes over.
It's an hour and.
It's an hour and 10 minutes basically.
Oh, I didn't see the 7.
So is this the end of the podcast game?
You want to end it?
I don't know.
I want to end it all.
All right, welcome to the Sam and Alex podcast. Alex and Sam podcast. I was listening to the
Loud
first.
gun noise goes off in the background.
I was listening to the first podcast you did.
No.
I like it still.
The Moonlight Kingdom. one?
Yeah. And
Moonrise
the first
Kingdom.
time we call it, the first time we name the podcast, I call it the Alex and Joe
I know.
podcast.
But it's not a Joe
But now it's the Joe and Alex podcast. I'm sorry, what the fuck happened?
We talked about it in the
This is
video.
my birthright.
This is your
Joe-
birthday.
This is my birthright. I've been
E.
cheated.
Philadelphia.
What?
Who? Oh, my bar mitzvah tag.
Wow, I wasn't invited to your bar mitzvah.
You were probably.
I don't care.
No, I don't.
Here's
No,
a
yours.
here's a note that I keep on a shelf on my desk.
Aw.
Dear Alex, I love you, Marshmallow. Love Joe. He sent that to me. I was
Oh
very
yes!
excited.
The
He sent
Valentine's
it to
card.
me from school for Valentine's
They
Day
did this
bullshit.
They did this Valentine.
and
thing.
now I have it forever.
Well, it was a charity, so if I bought one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the end, guys.
there's no button to. Yeah, you don't know how to
I know,
start.
it's just-
But they were selling out these things. I think it's for cancer, and so I was like,
Yeah.
I'll buy one. And they were like,
I think it was
"You
for
need to send it to
teen
somebody."
suicide, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And so I had to buy one, and I bought one, and I was like, and they're like, "Who you didn't send it to? Is this like nice girl?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
I knew the girl too, and I was
Yeah.
right next to her.
I was like,
In
"He sent
every
this
like in two
one- he sent
classes, I
this
sat
one-
next
he
to
sent
her.
this one to my best friend, Alex. Okay, and she's
They
like,
probably thought you were gay.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
and
100%.
people were around me, and I think you were there.
I
when
was
bought
yeah,
it.
I was there.
And I was like,
I was like, please
and
don't.
I
I know her.
whispered in her ear to write "I love you" marshmallow on it to send it to you. Like,
The
and
reason
she
I
was
wanted,
so nervous, uncomfortable.
the,
I hate you.
the reason I was like, we should end it is because I want to know what's that the 2 minutes you deleted.
I
need to know.
I'm not gonna tell you.
I need to know.
No, stop.
Oh.
All right.
Okay, what's your favorite grain?
Are we
Yeah,
still
man.
good? Yeah.
Goodbye.